Hi guys, it's Amber from Amber Eats Books, and I am here today to bring you my 2017 goals. 2016 was such a great year as far as reading went. I was able to discover BookTube, which just increased my reading so much because you guys inspired me to read so much more than I had ever read before. I discovered YA novels, never before in my life. I mean, I've read a few not knowing they were YA, but now having found BookTube, I discovered it was an actual genre with subgenres inside of it, and I absolutely fell in love with some YA books this year. I read so many good books that were recommended by many of you. So I had a really great reading year. I set my Goodreads goal this year at, I want to say it was 75, and I hit that pretty early on. I want to say like June or July, so I upped it to 100, and I hit that pretty soon after, and I think I ended up reading, my total is a little off because I had some rereads in there, but I think I ended up reading somewhere around 175 books this year, which is the most books I have ever read as an adult. I probably hit that as a kid, but as an adult, that is probably the most books I've ever read in one year. Going into 2017, as far as my Goodreads goal is concerned, I think I'm going to keep it at 100. 100 is very doable for me, and now I know how much I read. So I think I'm just going to keep it there. If I go over, which obviously I did this year, I'm not going to keep upping it. I'm just gonna enjoy whatever surplus there is after that 100. But I have some other goals that I would like to share with you. I wrote them down so that way I wouldn't forget them. One of those being, I would like to read more nonfiction books this year. I think last year, or this past year, I read only a total of 4 nonfiction books, maybe 5. I want to say, but it wasn't very many at all. So I would like to read at least 1 nonfiction book per month this year. I think that is a very doable goal, and I would really like to expand my reading preferences. I love fantasy, I love historical fiction, but I don't really pick nonfiction as something as like a go-to genre, so I definitely want to try and expand it because I enjoyed some of my nonfiction books immensely this year. As far as expanding as well, I would like to read some more diverse books, whether that has to do with people from other races or sexual orientations, just reading books set in different countries that I don't normally read about, maybe reading about some history from other countries, because here in America you don't really learn about the history of the world as much as if you were in, say, that other country. So I would definitely like to read some books that are actual based on historical events in other countries. Also, with that, I would like to try to expand the types of books that I read. I would like to try and include some more short stories and maybe some poem collections this year, because I really did not read any poetry this year. I would also like to read a few more classics, because I have always been one to kind of like veer away from classics because I feel like they're hard to read and the language sometimes trips me up, but I really would like to delve into them and see if I can actually come to love some of them, because I did read A Christmas Carol this year, and whereas years prior it was hard for me to read, this year I found it quite easy. So I'm hoping now that I'm a more mature reader that those classics will just come a little easier and I will actually enjoy those stories a bit more. Also, I would like to try to read what I own on my shelves or only borrow from the library. I would like to try to curb my spending on books as much as possible. Only buying books, I'm not saying I'm not going to buy any books, but only buying books that I want to add to my collection that I've already read and loved and do not own, or buying books that I have heard so much about that I really want to read and I'm only spending like $1 or something on them. I don't want to buy too many brand new books. And then lastly, I do have a couple of Stephen King reading goals. I would like to try to finish the Dark Tower series this year. I started my reread of it last year. I got through books 1 through 4, but I was not able to get through books 5 through 8. So I would really like to get to those this year, as well as I think I'm going to try to read, on top of those, one other Stephen King book a month. I don't know how well that will go. Some months I might read 2 and then not read any. I don't know. This one's kind of up in the air, but I've been wanting to reread all of his books and try and go in chronological order. Now, I just reread some at the end of last year, so those ones I will not reread again. I just feel like that will be too redundant, so I will just skip over those and go on to the next book in his chronological publishing list. I just feel that I will get such a better idea of him as a writer going in chronological order. So I really want to try to do that and try to film that as a series, which kind of segues me into my video goals. This year I would like to try to get on a much more regular uploading schedule. I've been kind of crazy towards the end of this year. I was doing really good, but then I, ended up getting my job and things just kind of happened, and I have not been uploading as regularly as I would like. I had started off with 3 times a week, but I think that might be a little much now that I'm working, so I'm going to back it back down to 2 days per week. When I figure out what those 2 days are, I will let you know. I think one is definitely going to be Monday and the other might be Thursday, but I'm not exactly sure. So I'm going to do at least twice a week. If I fit in a third day, it would probably be like a Saturday or something. I will definitely let you guys know during that week, but I'm not going to force myself to upload 3 times a week. Twice a week seems like a manageable amount, but I definitely want to do it regularly so you guys know what days my videos should be coming out. Also, I would like to try vlogging. I really want to do it, and I just have not had the chance. I was supposed to try and start over my Christmas vacation week, and I just got sick, and a lot of things kind of happened that I just did not start. I didn't do it. I didn't get it done. But I would like to try to vlog some things. I mean, not everything. I'm sure you guys don't want to see every aspect of my life, but some things that might pertain to reading and some things just like family outings and stuff. If I feel like it's going more towards the family aspect, I might just make another channel just for vlogs, but we'll see how that goes as the year progresses. But that is kind of a goal of mine to get through. And I would like to just try and make a few more discussion videos. I feel like I'm always doing wrap-ups or hauls or things like that. I would like to do a few more videos just discussing reading in general, maybe genres, maybe how I became a reader, those types of things. I don't think I've really delved into that here on this channel yet, and I enjoy the ones that I see that other people do, and I feel like I might have something to add to some of the conversation, so I would love to try to do a few more of those this year. But overall, I think those are going to be my goals for 2017. I don't think any of them are too hard or too out of reach. I just have to focus, which sometimes is a little difficult for me, but I just have to focus and make them a priority, and hopefully they will all get met. What are some of your goals for 2017? Please let me know down in those comments below. I would love to hear about it. I hope you guys have a great week, and Happy New Year.